Life Pro Tips Best of the Week number 7. Black Friday and Cyber Monday, you're not saving $X, you're spending $Y. We're all tempted by must-have deals on Black Friday and Cyber Monday, but remember that you're not actually saving any amount of money, you're spending. This mentality may help curb irrational consumerism and save you money in the process. That hot $100 gadget just went 25% off. Don't think about it in terms of saving $25, you're still out $75. If you find yourself doing mental gymnastics to justify buying something that you see on a special sale this weekend, it's likely not worth it. Remember, you're not saving, you're spending. Make sure your phone is locked before going through airport security or when you get pulled over. Don't buy TVs or computers on Black Friday. Most TV doorbusters are made special and lack some features as the real TV, including fewer HDMI ports and refresh rates. Computers are also usually spec'd down and will be obsolete within a year. Best time for computers is back to school sales. If you live far away from a young family member you want to stay connected to, call them on a schedule. The time that passes in your busy life is a lot longer to them. What might seem like not so long to you, seems a lot longer to them. If you are frying a turkey this week, turn off the propane at the tank before dropping the bird in the oil, then relight your flame after the bird is in to prevent flash splash over fires. If you're making a salad for yourself, put the harder toppings on bottom. It's not much for presentation, but it's easier to stab through lettuce into a crouton than through a crouton into lettuce. In every new city you visit, allow yourself a $20 idiot fee before you get upset over any wasted/lost money. I've been traveling around for a few months solo and little things just happen. You enter the subway on the wrong platform and have to buy another ticket. You missed the train that you were supposed to get because you got lost, late fees, I've gotten ripped off by several street vendors etc. Just remind yourself that it all goes to your allotted $20 idiot fee because you're new here and it happens and you won't make the same mistake twice. I'll only start to get hard on myself once my little mistakes cost me more than that $20 and it's greatly improved my attitude with these small annoyances. Adjust the number to whatever fits your lifestyle. When online shopping, if you have a choice between a free shipping discount or an item discount of roughly the same amount, use free shipping to get all your money back if you return. Asking your co-workers and sharing with co-workers your salary is not against any HR rules. While an employee can say no, they don't want to share, it two employees do, and your boss finds out. Do not believe them when they say they can write you up for it. Sharing allows you to know your worth. When checking out apartments or condos, ask the leasing agent or realtor for 10 minutes of privacy so you can sit and listen. If you can hear any human activity, the walls are too thin. If you drop something small on the floor and can't find it, put a sock over the vacuum arm. There will be enough suction to pick up the thing you lost, but it won't be sucked into the vacuum itself. When composing an email, always wait to enter the recipient's address until just before clicking send. This prevents a bunch of common email pitfalls. When composing an email, it's common for people to enter the two email addresses first, then write the email. I always enter the email addresses last, just before hitting the send button. This gives me time to double-check everything before there is any chance at all that I will send the message prematurely or to the wrong recipients. If I must save the email as a draft to finish composing later, I leave the recipient area blank until it's ready to send. It's easy to accidentally hit send instead of save as draft, or to accidentally hit send before you're finished writing, or to hit send only to later realize the wrong recipients are listed. Most email misfires could be prevented using this simple approach. Stop reading food labels that tell you what isn't in the product, no MSG, low fat, and instead focus on the ingredient list that tells you what is in there. Beware of high sodium and high sugar, and the many synonyms manufacturers use to hide true sugar content, among many other things. Never go to your boss with only problems. Always think of probable solutions first and then go for discussion. Otherwise, your boss will only see you as a problem creator, aka headache inducer. If you are ever tempted to tease someone for not knowing something, pause to consider where you learned it. They may not have had access to that resource. I'm talking about friendly teasing, not outright mockery, which is probably just not a very nice thing to do in any situation. This is inspired by my getting to know a couple of people who spent much of their childhoods in the care system. They are doing great now, but have told me about their struggles to learn basic things on turning 18. Things like how money works or how to order at a restaurant. One of them talks about encouraging the frequent typical blonde jokes she would get because it was easier than the truth, i.e. you learned that stuff from your parents but nobody put in that effort with me. It made me feel very sheltered, and I realized that there is a whole bunch of crap I take for granted. Everybody in life has access to different knowledge sources, different caregivers, different opportunities. A friendly tease might actually make someone feel pretty crappy about their situation. Let's just be nice to each other. Ask a lot of questions of your parents and grandparents in terms of your family stories. Learn as much as you can and pass these stories to your own children. Too often we are busy with our lives and we forget family members hold so much knowledge and interesting stories about family history. If you aren't sure where to put a garden in your yard, pay attention to the first place the snow melts because that space gets the most sun. If you need an item and plan to buy it on Black Friday, research the price now to get a good idea of what the price is before the sale. Never trust the, for example, 40% off claims on Black Friday. Take advantage of all the unwanted Black Friday emails filling your inbox as an opportunity to mass unsubscribe from unwanted marketing. When packing, throw in a garbage bag that you can put all your dirty clothes in during your trip. That way when you get home it'll be easy to know what's dirty and what's clean. If you're really into a certain TV show and are trying to be more fit, commit to only watching that show while working out. You will have extra motivation to work out more regularly. The let it sit time in microwave cooking instructions isn't for cooling, it's for cooking. The reason most microwave meals say to let the product sit for a few minutes after heating is to allow the product to finish cooking. There is a noticeable quality difference if you stick it out a little longer. The reasoning for this is that the microwave works by pumping energy into the food. It's not that great at evenly distributing that energy. Conduction and convection are responsible for distributing that heat, but those processes take longer than radiation, so they need a little more time to work after the microwave is done with its cooking cycle. If you don't have basic home improvement skills, volunteer with Habitat for Humanity or Rebuilding Together, and not only will patient people teach you, but you can practice on somebody else's house with supervision. When buying expensive exotic spices, go to ethnic grocery stores that commonly use them in their food. The prices are usually substantially lower than regular grocery store. If you are in an argument with someone who is too stubborn to listen to logic or reason, don't tell them why they are wrong. Instead, respond only with questions. This will force them to reevaluate their own opinion without having to lose the argument. I recently had an argument with a friend about physically disciplining children. She was for, I was against. This method came in very handy. Never burn vacation on the Wednesday and Friday around Thanksgiving. They're effectively vacation days anyway. Nobody's in the office. You show up late. You take a long lunch. You leave early. And there's no traffic. When traveling with friends, have a common fund you could use to pay for commonly shared expenses, gas, taxi, tips, etc. I travel with my friends quite a lot, and before every trip we have this wallet and collect about $20 each, which we use for paying shared expenses. One friend will keep the wallet and be in charge of paying. You can replenish it with $20 each again every time the fund has been exhausted. Repeat until the end of your trip. At the end of the trip, we divide the change equally. This way, you can avoid having to do mental math of dividing equally and forgetting who owes you how much every time. Also saves time during transactions.